Welcome back to Scooter Gang, guys. I've been riding fast electric scooters now for going on 8 years. This has got me into a little bit of a pickle because I never use my legs. So today I've decided to get in an e-bike. Let's check it out. I went to the doctor a week after this was recorded. My blood pressure was through the roof. 35 years old and I weigh the most I ever have. I have to make some positive lifestyle changes. More cardio, healthier food, medication. Welcome to the comeback. Okay, this is good news. We have some lights here. So our battery is alive. So let's check if we could turn this on now. I really like this button module here. It has these two, plus and minus obviously. But then on the back side down here, it has a button as well, mode and power. Almost like an Xbox controller, how you have a back trigger button, and I love that. I don't know why we have anything like this on scooters yet. There we go. Even with the cracked screen, we do have the bike on now. It's at 54%. Pump up the tires really quick and take it for a little test ride here. Our chain is not in the right spot yet. Turn it off, right? Learned from my last e-bike that almost took my finger off. Second from the top. There we go. Now we're running like we should. Now let's turn it back on and give it a little test ride. All right, let's see if this thing can pedal. And if it's decent to pedal, because that's why I got this bike in the first place. Could obviously just go throttle, right? But we're gonna pedal it. Let's see what this thing's got. Not too bad. Let's pop it up a gear here. It says we're in gear 3 right now. Let's pop gear 4, gear 5, gear 6. That's really interesting because it's like electronic shifting. I've never seen that before in my life. All right, there's our lowest gear now. Let's see how we get it on the lowest gear. It cruises nice. It's comfortable. Corner's good. The tires feel good. The traction feels good. It's solid feeling. Here goes throttle only. A little bit of a delay to it, but it's enough to get you going for sure. Up a hill or whatever. So let's get this thing charged up and then we'll take it out on the town. Pedaling feels great though, I will tell you that, and that's why I got this. Looks nice too. It's solid looking welds compared to some of these bikes I've got in the past are just like, what are they welding this with, a kindergartner? You wanna try it? This thing's supposed to be automatic, so let's see. It's got hydraulic brakes and it's got this really sweet electronic shifter. It's got headlight, I guess we should turn on blinkers, little beeper horn. My screen came in cracked, so I already told him that. Need to request a new one. Let's see, and then the mode button back here. Let's mess around with that a little. All right, let's start with it on off. So right now it's on off. We're just on biking mode only. Let's try that for a little ways. So even when you have it in off mode, you can still pull the throttle and start going. That's pretty sweet. But then when you start pedaling again, it goes right back to off. So this is interesting how this bike is set up. It's like meant for more for exercise than a lot of other bikes that are meant more for speed or whatever. All right, we're getting up a hill here. Let me hit the mode. Kick it into auto there. It starts helping us up the hill. Takes right off. Hopefully I can get my blood flowing in this video for once. As much as I say hyper scooters are a workout, that's only really when you first get on them. Once your legs are used to it, I could ride all day and not even get winded. So it's not a workout for me anymore. And to be honest, this year I bought a car for the first time in 7 or 8 years. I own a car now, and that's made me fatter than anything this year. I think I've gained like 10 pounds just from having a car. So that's part of why I want to start pedaling more. Get out and get pedaling. He gets it. Get the blood flow moving. Keeps you young. We could have zipped this whole path in half the time, but burned 0 calories, but we just did it. I'm gonna start splitting time between this, ride something like this in the morning, ride something fast in the evening type of thing. I think that's the way to live. Have some of both. Let's try full throttle only here. Look at that, zooms right through. Auto's pretty good. It gives you still a decent workout. Like, I'm still pedaling for sure. That's nice. You can just pull the throttle when you get in any sort of dangerous situation. You don't feel like pedaling, you have the option to throttle. Gives you a lot more control than if you had to pedal around, stuff like that. Park cars and stuff, people pulling out. Get a nice little coast in here. It coasts really nice. It's almost no resistance. Let's kick it back to off and see how it really does with no assist. Can we like keep up with a normal cyclist, or is it too heavy? And keep in mind, I'm not a cyclist at all. I haven't ridden a bike in years that I had to pedal. So now I guess the question is going to be, when we kick it into the assist mode, do we just zoom past her by pedaling the same amount? Let's test it. We can go to auto, but let's just jump straight to turbo mode. Oh, and you can feel that kick up real quick. Almost too fast there. That might be our only way to go over 20 here. Let's see about it. Let's make the pass. Coming up on your left, Thank you. It's like you're half robot when you have an e-bike. You just zoom past without even trying. Let's see how fast we can get this bike. We're at 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29. You feel it start restricting right there at 29. Yep. We figured out how to get it over 20, boys. Just gotta pedal more. I like that. It motivates you to pedal harder and faster to go top speed. Because with no pedaling, you only go 20. But with pedaling, you can go 28. So that's pretty sweet. All right, let's put it back into off for a minute. All right, we gotta kick this thing in the turbo to get up the hill. Let's do it. There we go. This should fly right up. Choose our electric gear shifter to kick down. And it's like we're not even trying now, we're going right up the hill. Yeah, that's real nice. I like the automatic gear shifter thing. It's cool. I used to bike back in the day before scooters were even invented. I was a mountain biker / cyclist, whatever you want to call it. Biked all over this town. That's how I even knew about all the bike paths to begin with when scooters came out. It's hilarious to me that I'm coming full circle back around riding a bicycle again, and it's for the purpose of getting exercise, right? Because that's the real only reason to ride a bicycle anymore, is if you need to get some exercise while you're going from A to B. The brakes are nice and smooth. You can feel them there. We go uphill. This is just throttle only. Goes down to about 10 miles an hour. I believe it's a 500 watt motor, so that's about correct. This isn't crazy powerful, but it is like really nicely programmed. I give them that. It's smooth riding. On the left, goes right back into turbo when you stop throttling it and start pedaling. It's like, why do I feel like we lost the chain? But not only that, there's a giant stick in this thing. Pretty rough on the potholes with no suspension, but you can also just dodge most of it. That's funny. Even the road cyclist didn't realize I'm an e-biker and tried to give me the thumbs up. Question of the day: can you go no hands on this shit? Can I go no hands is the real question. You know what? This thing still says 87% here. I don't really believe it, but we're gonna go back to where we came and see if it's real. You get up to like 26, woo, and then you're out geared. Okay, you can actually go above 20 in any mode, I think, as long as you just pedal harder. Drop a gear and disappear. Is that what that means? It's a good little workout for sure. I'm gonna do this every morning. There's no excuse not to. The older you get, the more exercise you need. So many people talk about that, but if you don't do it, you're just gonna get fat and deteriorate so quickly. Let's try eco mode now. This should be the hardest to pedal on. I suppose this would be the real training mode. This bike's beautiful because it's legal in all 50 states and basically every country at this point. I don't know any country that outlaws e-bikes. Whereas scooters, it's different. There's a lot of places that outlaw electric scooters for no general reason, just for prejudice. But an e-bike like this that tops out at 20 on throttle and 28 on pedaling, that's legal almost everywhere. Let's try the handcart trail on it. My legs are feeling it. Got a good pedal in. This is a nice little bike. Pedaling possible for sure, which is anymore like what do you guys do making e-bikes that can't pedal comfortably? That's like step one to making a good bike, right? I have to be able to pedal it. Even in eco, you can hit top speed if you pedal hard enough. Down to 75% on the dash. Wish this thing came with the bell, not a beeper. It comes with this. Hill climbing. It's like I'm doing 80% of the work. It's just helping a bit right now on eco mode. Good workout. You can feel the burn for sure uphill. Yeah, that's what I'm riding this for right here. Get the blood moving, boys. Woo! You do that every day, you'll live a lot longer. That's what a bicycle is really for, is exercise. It's not a commuter device. That's why everything else smokes it. But for exercise, yeah, it's great. Eco is actually sweet because you get a little bit of help, but you still get your workout at 100%. It's nice when you get a little downhill break on bikes. Gotta get a sip of water before we head home. Alright guys, so far this thing I give it a 10 out of 10 for the purposes I bought it for, which is get some cardio. Alright, it says we're at 64%. How's it look?
Great.
Okay, you ready?
Yep, action.
Mic check. Alright guys, welcome back to Scooter Gang. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks now since I've had this bike. I've gotten pretty used to it, so let's give it a good go over and I'll tell you everything that I've learned so far about it. First off, the battery is removable, but I've had no problem with just charging it straight on there every day. You don't have to worry about removing it if you don't have to. My sister was asking me how heavy it is, and it claims to be 60 pounds, but I think it's pretty light. They say if you take the battery off, it's 55 pounds. Show off the folding of this bike, because I think that's an important aspect a lot of you guys will buy this for, is because it does fold down very small and compact. Should fit in the back of an SUV or a standard car, so we're gonna test both of those too. So starting off with the cockpit here, you can ignore this. I've added, everything else here is stock. It has a really nice button cluster that I've never seen before. The power button is on the back. Hold that for a few seconds and it'll fire the bike right up. Your only other real controls on this, mainly, is the plus, the minus here. Your gear shifter, so down here. And it's an electronic, they call it Micro Shift 26. And this does have a wire. They do make fancier versions of this that are wireless, but then you have to have a battery that plugs in and stuff. So this is honestly nice because there's no extra batteries and it is very smooth electronic shifting. Because it has an electronic shifter like that, they're able to do something special with this bike, where if you look up here, it has an automatic mode. So this bike can self-regulate the actual shifting for you if you don't feel like dealing with that, like on a normal bicycle, and it will automatically shift. Now say that you do want to be in control of the shifting, you can just hit the mode button, which is the same as the power button on the back there, and it's going to switch to eco. Now on this bike you have eco, tour, and sport mode, or turbo, whatever they call it. Those three modes are all pedal assist. So they're going to top out at 28 miles an hour if you pedal hard enough. Eco has the least amount of assist, whereas Tour and Turbo has more as you go. Now there's one more mode on this, which is off, right? And this is another thing I like about this bike. You can turn off all the pedal assists. If you're still trying to get a workout on a bicycle, this is a good bike for that, which is one of the reasons I got this bike, because it is still able to be ridden with no electronics going at all. While we're looking at the screen here, let me show you the ranges really quick. These are estimated ranges in each mode. So even on Turbo, the fastest mode, it says you get about 49 miles, and this seems realistic to me because I've ridden this thing about 10 or 20 miles every time, and the battery I get back and it still has 60, 70, 80% left, to where it seems pretty accurate. But as of right now, I think the range is pretty accurate, and we can scroll through and even put it on eco. You see it has 88 miles. So when it's giving you a lot less assist, you get a lot more range. So, and obviously if you put it on off, it has infinity miles because you're just pedaling, and it is relatively easy to pedal. It has a nice step through for older folks or whoever. It makes it really easy to get on and off. And here's just sort of the side profile. It fits me really well. I'm 5'5". I'm a short guy, but this is definitely a decent sized bike for smaller people. And I do think for bigger people, you have options because you can raise the handlebars up taller here, and obviously you can raise the seat up taller. So it is somewhat adjustable to a lot of folks. But to me, the coolest thing about this bike is how it folds into basically nothing. And they call this like a folding cargo bike, but I think we're gonna call it the bike that you can take to the airport, because this is one of the very few bikes out there right now that I think if we take the battery out, we can fold this up, ship it on a plane, check it with our luggage, right? Check it on the plane, and then we can ship the battery separately. And say you were going on a vacation somewhere, this is a bike that you could actually take on a vacation somewhere on a plane, which you can't do that with any of these other scooters or anything else really, unless it's sort of this setup where you can detach the battery, fold the thing down tiny, and check it as a piece of luggage. So when we go to start folding this, it is a little bit stiff when you first get it, but I think if we put a little grease in here, it'll make it a little easier. But let's see. So you undo this clip right here, right? And then from this point, what I do is I push with my foot. And there you go. Now it's about halfway folded. And you can kind of pull from here maybe. Like that, see? Pull a little more. It has this. You see it has this right here that you can set it on the ground and it won't screw up your what do you even call this, cassette or whatever. I think we're gonna want it about like there maybe to get it folded. And I'm gonna put my other foot right here to block it, and then we're just gonna pull with this. And you can see already this bike's getting really small. Hit this button, pull down, and then there's a button on the front here too, and this just folds down like so. Final step, these fold in too. You just push them in, folds up like that. And obviously the seat, put down even. And you end up with this pretty small, compact e-bike that's pretty lightweight too. All right guys, let's take this over to my SUV and see how well it fits in the back of a small RAV4, and then we'll also fit it into Jordan's Impala. And just for your perspective, like, could we fit two? Yeah, I think we could fit two of these side by side even, so that's really compact when you think about it. And this is a Toyota RAV4, tiny car. Quite easily there. You could honestly fit one on the other side too. There you go.
Can you close it?
Fits in the back. Yeah, it definitely closes. Definitely.
It's mine now.
It's Jordan's now, she says.
Just kidding.
An e-bike that I got several years ago where I did this test and it was terrible. The amount of like looseness in the frame and the welds just looked terrible and everything looked crappy and the battery was shaking. Can your guys' bike do this? All I do is work. So this is a new test that I like to do now when I get an e-bike. Put it up against the wall like this. Take your arm and shove on the seat. See how much play we really got in the frame, how strong it looks, how strong it feels. And in general, it's feeling good. Feeling really good. The battery's not moving around. Everything feels secure. All these welds look really good. And you take a closer look at these welds, look very nice. Like, I'm not a welder, but they look infinitely better than that crappy bike. I think this is a quality made bike, on par with anything with a name brand like a Trek even or something. It looks and feels really good. The paint job is quality. Like, everything about the craftsmanship of this feels on point to me. I like to do that test to really just feel how the bike frame feels. There's nothing worse than riding a bike with a cheap ass frame. If you're interested in this bike, check out the description below. I'll link it. I think it's a bike that I'd like to keep around for a while, but I think my sister also wants it. So we'll see if she ends up taking over or if I get to keep this one. Anyways, thanks a lot. Scooty Gang out.